Are you nervous about making friends with other YouTubers because you might end up in public drama if your friendship ends, or you might feel pressure to distance yourself from them if they get cancelled, since they might make people cancel you too? That is a very good question, and the answer to that is hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Luke Alexander, and welcome back to my podcast, Luke's Lunacies, where we talk about any topic, no matter how crazy it is, but keep it all rooted in mental health. So let's just hop right on into the podcast, you guys. So last episode, I spoke about my mental health journey and my life story, essentially, and it was really, really emotional and difficult for me to speak about, but I just really wanted to start the podcast with like an open discussion about mental health and just like see the feedback from you guys, which was like so good. You guys are really, 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 really caring and understanding and thoughtful with your comments, and I really, really appreciate it. A lot of you spoke about your own experiences with mental health and, said that, sorry, I'm like struggling to think properly because it is so butt fucking hot in Australia right now. So I'm like trying to deal with the heat, but, and it's like frying up my brain and I can't focus properly. But what I'm trying to say is like, you guys just had such an amazing response to the last episode, and I'm so grateful for that because I was really vulnerable in that position making that video. So I'm just really, really grateful for you guys. And I had a lot of people saying that I inspired them to go to therapy or speak to their friends and family and create a support network for themselves. So I'm just so glad that my video had its desired effect. Because obviously that's kind of what I wanted from it. But enough about that. In today's episode, we're going to be getting into my struggles as a commentary/drama channel and my experiences with it. And this is more relevant than ever now since there's been like a lot of drama going on within the drama community. However, I'm not going to touch on that. I've literally said on Twitter that I'm Switzerland when it comes to that because I'm friends with both parties involved, and it's just a really, really tricky situation. And for my own mental health, I won't be getting involved in that drama, but I will be speaking about what it's like being a drama and commentary channel in general. So if you're interested in that, then just keep on listening to the pod. So the first question, I asked you guys for questions on my Instagram and Twitter. So if you want to follow me there, my Instagram is just at the Luke Alexander and my Twitter is just Luke the Lunatic. And then I also asked you guys on my main channel YouTube community tab. So if you aren't subscribed to my main channel, Luke Alexander, for some reason, then definitely do that. So the first question is, do you ever feel pressured to keep up with issues or drama that you aren't interested in? 100%. I actually had a really tough time with this when I first started my channel. I had a massive long Skype call to Hannah from Smoky Glow, and we had a discussion about like which dramas we choose to cover and which dramas we choose not to cover. And I basically just spoke to her about my struggles of like, people asking me to cover a certain drama that I just wasn't interested in. And basically we spoke about how it's just important to like remember that it's your channel and you shouldn't feel obligated to talk about something that you're not interested in or not passionate about. You should only talk about things that like genuinely interest you. But I definitely do feel a pressure sometimes, especially when people are like hounding me and like screaming down my neck about what videos I should or shouldn't make. Next one is, how do you handle some of the creators that you talk about trying to come at you behind the scenes? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, George. I hope you're doing well too. To be honest with you, I don't really have a lot of creators come at me after making videos about them. I've had Keemstar come at me one time before. And he just wanted me to put his podcast in the description of the video, so like that wasn't a big deal. I don't really think I've had any other creators come at me. Oh, Tanamojo's manager actually came at me a little bit when I uploaded my series on her, so that was interesting. Next one is, I already spoke about that. Okay, somebody asked, how'd you feel during the Smoky Glow / Angelica Oles drama? Basically just said I'm Switzerland. That's basically it. It's a tough situation because I'm friends with both of them, and I didn't want to get in the middle and I didn't want to get involved. And my mental health right now, I just can't handle being involved in drama. Like it's not good for me. And like I said with the podcast, like we're talking about mental health and like putting your mental health first. So I messaged Hannah and I messaged Angelica, and I basically was like, I hope you guys are doing like okay mentally and everything. I just want you to know, like, I said this to Hannah, that I'm not going to get involved, and she respected my decision. And I just didn't want to get too into it. I didn't want to get into the middle of it. I didn't want to pick sides. It's a tricky situation. I think both of them had decent apologies. Were their apologies perfect? No. But I am glad that they both addressed their controversies. Have you met any other commentary channels? Do you watch other commentary channels? If so, what's your favorite? Like I said, I've had a Skype call with Hannah from Smoky Glow. I've chatted in the DMs with It's Keisha. Me and It's Keisha have actually done a live stream together before. I've chatted with Angelica a little bit. I've chatted with Alizi. Me and Abby are friends a little bit on Twitter. Creepshow Art Shannon, we chat now and then, like through mentions and stuff. So I am friendly with a lot of commentary channels, but I kind of like to like stick to my real life friends because I feel like getting too involved in the internet can be kind of unhealthy. And these people are my colleagues, but at the end of the day, when I'm friendly with them, but at the end of the day, they're not my real life friends. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just saying, like, we're civil with one another and we're kind to one another, and I admire a lot of them and I like a lot of them. But at the same time, I also have my real life friends who I spend time with and can kind of detach myself from the internet, because I reckon that's really important for my mental health, is to detach myself from the internet sometimes. How do you avoid getting overwhelmed by negativity when you talk about serious topics and negative people? It's really, really challenging because it can get kind of overwhelming and kind of like put me in this dark place when I'm constantly breeding negativity and talking about negative things. So I try to like spice up my content now and then and make videos about stuff that isn't so negative, like my ranking videos and my unpopular opinions videos. And then sprinkled in between there, I'll have my drama videos. But I really try to keep my drama videos to a minimum, and that's why I don't like force myself to make videos about stuff that I'm not interested in. How does doing these types of videos affect your mental health? Like when I made my Jeffrey video, which I spoke about in a video of mine, basically I made a video about Jeffree Star that I spent weeks doing research on, and I got into a really dark mental place because I was triggered by some sexual assault stuff and triggered by some self-harm stuff, and it just sent me into like a really, really dark place. It wasn't good for my mental health, and I had to take a break from commentary and drama videos, which was really challenging for me, and it was a detriment to my channel, but I just had to do it because I had to put my mental health first. And sometimes that's what you have to do, you know? Is there any specific creator that inspired you to start a commentary channel of your own? By the way, I love your videos and you always make my day better. Thank you. And not really. I kind of just like wanted to talk about the stuff that people were doing online. There wasn't a specific, I was watching Angelica before I started my commentary videos. I remember watching Angelica. I remembered watching Peter Mon for a little bit as well. So there were definitely some inspirations, but I also just really, and It's Keisha. I was watching It's Keisha before I started my channel. But I just really wanted to talk about the stuff because I was interested in it and I wanted to voice my opinions on it. So that's exactly what I did. It really is not that complex of a thing. When people are like, oh, why'd you start a commentary channel or a drama channel? I kind of just like fell into it. Like I was not making videos like that. I was heavily inspired by Emma Chamberlain. She's the reason I started my YouTube channel. If you scroll all the way back, I would make thrift hauls. I would make cooking videos, I would make vlogs. Like I was just very inspired by Emma Chamberlain, but like then I started making commentary videos and I kind of fell into it, and yeah, that's just kind of how it happened. It's nothing too deep or meaningful. Next one is there any other content you want to make but you won't because it's not what you're known for? Yeah, definitely. I think that's why I created my second channel, was so that I could, do that. And I sort of have like come back and forth with my second channel. I've like posted on it and then not posted on it and come back and then had a hiatus. And it's just like not good. I don't know why I'm like that, but I just am. And I really, really, really need to correct it. Because I used to be passionate about vlogging, but then I just like kind of stopped because I felt like I was posting too much about my family and people were getting too invested in my family. And you guys know that I'm very against family vlogging. So at one point I was vlogging my nephew, and then my morals and my beliefs changed about putting children on camera. And I just realized that that was not something that I wanted to do. So I just kind of like stopped, I guess. And now there's certain content that I do want to make, like vlogs, but I just get too scared to film in public, or just too scared to film myself because it's been so long since I've vlogged. I just really get in my head about vlogging, but I miss vlogging. To answer your question, the type of content that I would want to post but wouldn't fit with my content is vlogging, but that's why I have my second channel, Low-Key Luke, so I'm hoping to make a comeback there soon. What do you do to separate yourself from a lot of the toxicity and negativity that can come with constantly being around drama and these situations? I think I just try and detach myself from the internet. I don't go on Twitter too much. I don't give into the drama too much. I only respond to comments on my videos the day that I post it, and then I leave it. Otherwise, I get too in my head about it. I get too anxious about it, and I just overthink things, and I just feel like I'm on the constant defense. And like at the end of the day, I've had to learn that like not everyone is going to agree with my opinion, and it's important for me to understand that and respect that, and make peace with that. So that's what I've been doing recently. Oh, this is really nice. Someone said, not a question, just an observation. You've grown so much into a person of such integrity. Good to see it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's really, really kind. How do you pick what to cover each day? The internet is full of drama. P.S. I love you and love the vibe of your podcast. Thank you so much, Amy. I just go with whatever I'm passionate about at the time. I'm a very spur of the moment person. I'm not good at planning out my videos. That's probably why I don't have a strict upload schedule. Whenever I feel passionate about a video idea, I'll just make it. And that's kind of how I've built my channel. That's why sometimes you might see me upload 3 times a week. Sometimes I might not upload at all that week. It's just all about how passionate I am at the time about a specific topic. And sometimes there's nothing going on the internet, and sometimes there's way too much going on the internet where it's like really overwhelming. How much hate do you receive? I don't actually receive a lot of hate, and if I do, I don't notice it because, like I said, I only read the comments on my videos the day they're posted. Does it get boring always talking about certain people like Jeffrey or Trisha? And then somebody under that said, I feel like it's more exhausting than boring. Yeah, it does. And that's why I don't talk about Jeffrey anymore. That and because he triggered me really badly. I'm not saying it's his fault, but he did. Well, he didn't trigger me. I was triggered by his actions. Sorry, I have to be careful with my wording. I ain't looking to get sued. Allegedly. Just going to throw that word in there. Once again, someone said, why did you start making these kinds of videos? Like, was there any special reason or did the idea just spontaneously happen? I remember making a video about the romanticization of mental health and why it must be stopped because I just finished watching 13 Reasons Why. And I was really bothered with that show. So I made a video essay about it and the video blew up. It now is sitting at almost 2 million views, or I think it is at 2 million views. And that's kind of what skyrocketed my channel. And then I realized oh, okay, commentary videos is what people want from me. Maybe that's what I should be making. And essentially I kind of just kept at it and kept going. And yeah, that's kind of the vibe of what happened. And I eventually started getting passionate about internet drama, or tea, I guess you could say. And I started making videos about influencers, or influenzas, as I like to say. But that's kind of how it happened. I feel like it was all a spur of the moment thing. A lot of the algorithm was luck, but also I did put a lot of effort into that video. I spent 2 weeks writing the script. I did thorough research. I spent a lot of time editing it. So I am proud of myself and I do want to recognize that. I don't want to always say that it's luck because I did put in a lot of effort and I still do put in a lot of effort. So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. Someone said, why are you so damn handsome? Really, are you free Saturday for coffee? You guys are so sweet. I don't understand the compliments that you give me. Please stop. But keep going. Do you feel like you get a bad rep for being a commentary channel even when your content is reasonable? I feel like I don't like being called a drama channel or a tea channel. When I meet people in real life and they find out what I do, they'll be like, oh, so you're like a gossip channel. And I'm like, no, I'm like a commentary channel. I hold people accountable for their actions and I always look at things in the bigger picture. That's kind of how I want to go about it, you know what I mean? Do you feel like your niche feels exhausting? How do you feel later on when you don't want to report on one drama? Yeah, it does get a little exhausting sometimes, I'll admit, and that's usually when I take a break from that and make a ranking video or a video about music or something more chill or a video about a movie or a TV show. You guys probably see that I sprinkle that in with my drama content because it does get kind of exhausting sometimes if I'm going to be completely honest with you. What's the hardest topic to talk about on your channel? Definitely children. I don't like talking about children and stuff to do with children and family vloggers. That's probably why you've noticed I don't talk about it anymore because it just genuinely really upsets me and bothers me how people put their children online even though their children can't consent to it and their children are being exploited. It bothers me so much, and that's why I don't make videos about family vloggers anymore, and when people ask me to, I don't, because I just don't want to give them more attention. Have you ever DM'd someone, or have you ever been DM'd by anyone you've commented on or reviewed? Yeah, so Jordan Rowona, who is Tana Mojo's manager, commented on one of my Instagram pictures, love the video, when's the next one, when I uploaded my first Tana Mojo reaction video. To her Tana Turns 21 MTV series. Do you feel more pressured into being more flawless because you comment on bad behavior of others? That is a really, really good question. I do feel this pressure to be perfect and not make mistakes 100%, and it's not easy. But it kind of comes with the territory and you kind of just gotta roll with the punches. How do you know when your bias is coming into play when it comes to opinions on drama? How do you draw the line to make a clear, educated judgment? Usually what I do is I do a lot of research where I'll watch other people's videos on the topic, or I'll read tweets, and I'll just kind of like gather all my information and look at things on both sides. And you guys may have noticed that I kind of upload my videos later than a lot of other channels, and it's because I'm a firm believer in waiting for the dust to settle before you make a video on it. And I know a lot of people aren't like that, and that's fine, but that's why I consider myself a commentary channel and not a drama channel, because I feel like there's a very fine distinction where a drama channel is somebody who reports on the drama, and a commentary channel is somebody who mentions the drama but looks at it from a bigger picture and makes commentary on it. So that's why I don't feel like I'm a drama channel, but if you want to call me that, that's fine. But basically, I like to gather the research, look at the bigger picture, wait for the dust to settle, and then make a video. That's kind of my process. And that's why my videos come out later sometimes. What do you do for self-care/relaxation after covering topics that may be triggering? This is like such a good question, actually. And I literally just switch everything off. I switch off my phone, I switch off my computer, and I go do something else. Like I go for a walk, I read, I listen to music, sometimes I play The Sims, sometimes I'll watch a YouTube video, which I know just contradicts what I said about turning off my devices, but what I mean is like turning off social media. Like I will not go on social media, and I'll just do anything else basically if I get triggered by a topic that I'm covering, which unfortunately does happen kind of often, and that's why I don't talk about certain topics, because they can be very triggering for me. I'm just a sensitive person, what can I say? Do you think it's important to separate your feelings from reporting drama/commentating? Not necessarily, because I don't personally believe like I can separate my feelings. I just can't help but get my feelings involved because I'm a very in my feelings kind of person. So I can't help it. Do you consider yourself problematic? Do you ever feel like your content stirs the pot? Good question. I personally don't feel like I'm problematic. I feel as though I try walk a very fine line and give people the benefit of the doubt, and even to a certain degree play devil's advocate. And I don't feel as though my content stirs the pot. I feel as though my content starts a conversation. So no, I don't feel that way, but that's a good question. Sorry if I sound really nasally, by the way, guys. I'm a little bit sick. But don't worry, I don't have the C word. Do you back out from making drama videos because of certain topics? Yeah, it is often that I do that. If the topic is triggering for me, then I won't make it, or if I feel like I will be ill-informed on the topic. Like I didn't cover the Trisha Paytas trans thing because I feel like I don't know enough about trans culture and identity to make a video about that. So that's why I didn't. That's just like a personal preference though. I don't judge people who do because I understand that it's their job and it's their gig. But there's certain things where I just don't want to be ill-informed, so I don't make a video on it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years with your channel and your life? Oh my god, I always this isn't a dig at you, but I always hate questions like that because like it's so much pressure to say where you see yourself in 5 years. But I genuinely see myself in a long-term committed relationship, living with my partner. We have 2 cats, and not like a current partner or anything. I'm actually single at the moment. But I just mean like a partner in the future. And we have 2 cats. We live in a really nice apartment or house, whatever works for us. And I'm thriving in my acting career, traveling all over the world, acting in different gigs, still doing YouTube on the side, but maybe not doing commentary, or maybe doing commentary occasionally, but like doing a bit more of vlogging. That's kind of where I see myself in 5 years. Is it as toxic as it seems, the community? It definitely can be, but I feel like I detach myself from the community. I am not involved in a lot of the drama within the drama community. I mean, like, when have I ever been? It's just not really my gig. Have people messaged you after you make a video about them? How did it go? Like I said, no, unless I've missed their messages. But no, that has not happened to me. James Charles actually has commented on one of my videos before, and he just commented T. And yeah, he's liked my comment before. Emma Chamberlain has liked my comments before. Because I have a verified YouTube channel, my comments on people's videos usually show up at the top. How do you deal with negative comments attacking you as a person? I genuinely just ignore them. Like, genuinely. Do you more times than not feel pressure to make drama videos, calling you to sacrifice things like your time to do all of the research, recording, editing, you know the drill, your mental health or your gut feeling/heart? If so, how do you make more draining videos more fun for you to make? Honestly, I just don't do it. If a video is going to drain me and affect my mental health in such a negative way, it is not worth my time and energy, and I will just not make it. That's that on that. It's really that simple. Are you nervous about making friends with other YouTubers because you might end up in public drama if your friendship ends, or you might feel pressure to distance yourself from them if they get cancelled, since they might make people cancel you too? That is a very good question, and the answer to that is yes, I actually do. I keep a very fine distance between me and other drama slash commentary channels. I'm friendly with them, but I still keep that distance because I don't want to get too involved in other people, because if they get in drama, I don't want to get dragged into their drama. And I feel like we've seen that happen a bit recently. No tea, no shade, I'm just being honest. And it just gives me anxiety, you guys. It just like, it can send me into a depression, and my mental health is so sensitive at the moment that I just am not willing to sacrifice it for some petty drama. No, I'm not saying the drama was petty. I'm just saying it's not. I'm just saying I'm not willing to sacrifice my mental health for other people's drama, if that makes sense. I hope I worded that correctly. How do you separate online drama and negativity from seeping into your personal mental health? When everything this spring and summer was happening, I could barely bring myself to go on Instagram because of all the drama and abuse people threw around or support the real victims who needed it. You're 100% right. You've hit the nail on the head there. It is very, very, very overwhelming. It's hard to go on social media when all of this is going on, 100%. And, you know, it is overwhelming. And sometimes you just need to go off your phone, or you can mute people. Just like we all need to get off our phones more. Go outside for a walk, go to the beach. I know it's hard because of COVID. I know it's hard because of the C word, but maybe just like read a book, draw, do a puzzle, watch a movie, hang out with your family or friends if you can, and just detach yourself from social media is my best advice. And then the final question in the YouTube community tab is, do you make money? If yes, how much? No offense, but I think it's a rude question to ask people how much money they make, so I'm not going to tell you. But yes, I do make money, and being a YouTuber pays my bills. And I'm not rich by any means, but I am comfortable, I guess. Okay. That is it for all the questions on my YouTube community tab. So I think next we're going to move on to Twitter. But before we do, I'm just going to take a quick water break. Alrighty guys, so now we're going on to the questions from Twitter. So the first one says, you seem to have way more artistic integrity than the typical drama channel. So I was wondering, how do you make sure the information you present is authentic? Like, how do you research to make sure you aren't spreading unfounded rumors or doxing people? Well, first of all, I would never dox someone. If you don't know, doxing is when you share out someone's personal information. I would never do that. Basically, I only talk about what people make public themselves. And I try not to get down that whole road of like receipts, because I feel like that's when it becomes really, really messy. So I just try and like do my research thoroughly and like write my notes and speak about it without showing like too many receipts, because I feel like when I show all these receipts, that's when I start to feed it into the drama and tea. Whereas I'm just trying to give a general commentary. I'm not trying to like dig in on the tea and the specific facts. I'm just trying to give an overall broader picture of the issue. How do you cope with backlash you get from creators, fans? That sounds incredibly stressful to me. Like I said, usually I will not see it because I only read the comments on my video the first day it's uploaded, and that's usually my followers and supporters who are watching my video. And then when the video, if it gets pushed into the recommendations of other people and the creators, fans see the video, I usually will not see them because I will just not check the comments. Do you enjoy creative work more than you do creating commentary videos? For example, the concept to the Euphoria video. I really thoroughly loved making my Euphoria video, and it was a bit more fun, but it's not, videos like that take way too long to be a weekly thing. So that's why I do my commentary videos, and then I sprinkle in a more artsy video now and then, because the artsy videos just take way too long. It's not feasible because I do everything on my own. I film my own videos, I edit my own videos, I script my own videos, I research my own videos. So it's not good for me to do the artistic videos all the time because they take too much time, but I do like to sprinkle them in there every now and then. Do you purposely tend to think the worst of people, or are you extra negative for better views? A positive drama channel doesn't seem to be very entertaining. Honestly, I do kind of look for the best in people. I really, really do. I hope that comes across in my videos, but sometimes people are just blatantly bad people who do bad things, who need to be called out for that. And that's why I do what I do. Drama/T channels hold influencers accountable while having biases. How do we know if they're capable of holding each other accountable? You know what? I don't claim to not have biases. I am biased to my colleagues and to my friends. I will be the first one to say that, and that's why I'm not going to talk about it. And you can disagree with that, you can be mad at me, but also I'm not going to get involved because of my mental health, because having that bias just will cause drama that I'm not willing to be involved in. How do you feel when there's commentary channels drama/beef? Do you feel like it's your job to comment on it, or is it hard because you consider them friends and co-workers? It is challenging. It's very, very, very challenging when you know the people involved. And like I said, for my own mental health, that's why I want to stay out of it. And this next question is, do you think that it's possible for a commentary channel to be completely unbiased? And no, I don't. Everybody is going to have their biases. Like, I am a fan of Emma Chamberlain, so I'm going to be easier on her than I would someone like the Ace family, who I'm not a fan of. You're a human being at the end of the day, unless you're just a drama channel who presents information and not your opinion. It's really hard to be unbiased, and even then you're still going to be biased on who you make videos on. So I reckon it's not possible to be unbiased. We're human beings. Can you list the rudest influencer interaction you've ever had? I actually haven't had one. I mean, maybe Keemstar wasn't the most polite when he asked me to put his podcast link in my description. Like, he could have been more polite, but he's also a man, and I don't expect much from men. Sorry about that. What is something that would surprise us about the community? I don't think we're as tight-knit as people think we are, but that's just me. I don't know, maybe other people talk to each other more, but I'm not really, like, I talk to Tiffany now and then, I talk to Angelica now and then, I talk to Hannah now and then. D'Angelo and I will comment on each other's videos. Like, it's very, like, here and there. Like, it's not like all the time daily, from me at least, because I have so many friends in real life. Me just being like, oh my god, I have so many friends in real life. Not that it's not real life, like it is, but it's also not, because it's online. Does that make sense? I don't really know what I'm saying. What happens if you meet someone you've talked about? I don't know, because it hasn't happened yet, because I don't live in America. Why does everyone talk about people that don't matter? Well, clearly they do matter, because they hold influence over a lot of people. So I'm assuming they do matter then. Has your opinion changed from videos you made in the past? Definitely. Like, originally when the whole Bi-Sister scandal happened with James Charles, I was like guns blazing, like, James Charles is not a good person, he's a P-word, all that type of stuff. And then when we were presented with new information, I changed my mind. And I think we really need to normalize changing your mind when you're presented with new information, because it is a real thing that happens. What was it like when you first started doing commentary? It was honestly very overwhelming, because I didn't know what I was doing. There's no rule book or handbook for how to be a commentary channel, and especially when you're growing, because I did grow kind of quickly at one point, it was very overwhelming to see all these numbers getting bigger and all these people watching me and having all these eyes on me. So I would describe it as overwhelming. This leads into the next question, which is, dealing with mental illness is already very hard. How is it with so many eyes on you? Are there challenges, maybe some advantages? So I would say challenges of me being a YouTube commentary person is that I do have a lot of eyes on me. I have a lot of pressure on me, and I run out of ideas. And sometimes there's nothing on the internet for me to make a video about, and I have to squeeze a video out of my ass. And that's a bit challenging sometimes, because obviously it's my job, so I can't not post, because then I don't pay my rent. But also, I don't want you guys to think that I just make videos for the money, because I am genuinely passionate about it. It's just now and then I'll run out of ideas, and I have to like look through my list of ideas on my computer. I have like a long fat list of backup videos that I can go to, talking about the advantages of being a commentary YouTuber, or just a YouTuber in general. I love working from home. I love being my own boss. I can decide what sponsors I accept or what I don't want to accept. Like, just, I really value the control. And also with my mental health, I have bipolar, like I said, and my mood is always up and down. So when I'm manic, I can make really, really great videos. And when I'm depressed, I can't really make videos at all. Or I can, now that I'm on this new medication. I'm very stable at the moment. So with my mental health, it's good to have, like, I don't have a boss, because a lot of people in the past were not understanding of my mental health. But I obviously am my own boss, and I understand my mental health because I'm the one who's going through it. So I would say that my job has a lot of advantages when it comes to my mental health, but it also has a lot of disadvantages because it can negatively affect it. It's a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword. Are you scared of being cancelled? Honestly, no, because I don't have any skeletons in the closet that people could cancel me for. Like, it's just not me. Are all the drama channels friends with each other, and do they talk behind the scenes? I do talk to the drama channels behind the scenes, and I am friends with some of them, the ones that I've listed, but I'm not in a clique. Like, there is a drama channel clique online, and I'm not part of anything like that. What is your main goals with the podcast? Really just to like educate people about mental health and to like help break the stigma about mental health. Like, I'm here openly talking about the fact that I have bipolar. Like, that's not easy, and it wasn't an easy decision for me to make, but I wanted to just be open about it. And that's why I spoke about it in the last podcast episode about my mental health journey and getting my final diagnosis, is because I just want to like destigmatize it, help other people realize that they can go seek help for their mental health and that they don't have to be alone with the voices in their, not the voices, but their thoughts, the demons in their mind, you know? Are you sometimes scared to put your opinion out there in fear of backlash and cancel culture? Yeah, definitely. I get a lot of anxiety every time I upload a drama video. It's intense, but then usually I see the response and people are fine, so I'm fine. Sorry, there's like an ambulance that's driving past my apartment. There has been so many ambulances lately. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Do you think your audience holds you to a higher moral standard than the rest of YouTube channels because you're a drama channel? Honestly, yes and no. I don't necessarily feel a pressure because maybe I'm just, you know what? One of my best friends, Jaden, says this all the time. He says, I'm just being me. Like, I'm just being Miley, but like, I'm just being me. And like, I truly am just being me. Like the person that you guys see on camera is me. Like, obviously it's not me fully because I'm on camera and I, have to like, filter what I'm saying because of like YouTube's guidelines, but it's me. I'm not pretending to be someone that I'm not for people's higher standards of me. Like, that's just not the way that I roll. I'm just being me, just like Miley is being Miley. What's your favorite and least favorite thing to cover? I hate covering drama about children, like I said, and I like covering stuff that has to do with like mental health, even though it's tricky, but it's what I'm passionate about. Like, if I didn't have my own mental health issues, I would totally study psychology and become a psychologist, but I just don't want to because of my bipolar. What's your view on seeing other commentary/drama channels being biased towards a creator? Do you think it takes away from their opinion, or do you usually let it slide? Honestly, like I said, we all have biases. It's just about managing those biases and not letting them completely take you over. You need to recognize that you have a bias, set it aside, and then make your video. Have you ever lied about your opinion just because you personally know the person involved in the drama? No, I really do not interact with a lot of other influencers. I pretty much just stay in my lane. So like, a lot of influencers will do interviews with bigger influencers and I'm so proud of them and I think that's so cool. But stuff like that terrifies me because I'm scared that I'll have a bias over them. But that's not me being judgmental to other people. I'm just saying that to me is frightening. But I admire people who do it. Basically, like, it's Keisha and Smokey Glow both doing interviews with people and I think it's so cool and so dope, and I definitely want to do interviews with other channels on my channel, but I just don't know how to do that without being swayed one way or the other. But I guess we'll just wait and see. Anyway, I'm going to take another water break and then we'll come back and we'll do the Instagram questions. Alrighty guys, I'm back and let's go ahead and get into the rest of the questions from Instagram. So, did you ever not post a video because you were scared it was going to be controversial? I never actually even filmed it actually, but I decided to stay out of the whole Trisha Paytas trans and DID situation because I thought they were just too serious a topic for me to cover, and I felt like I would be ill-informed to do such. So I stayed out of that. I stay out a lot of the Trisha stuff, except I have a Frenemies episode video coming soon. So that'll be different, but I stay out a lot of Trisha stuff and I stay out a lot of Jeffree stuff because I just can't deal with it, Is it hard to give your opinion on stuff knowing that there's so many people watching you? Yeah, like, it gets a little bit tricky when you're like, are people going to agree with my opinion or are they going to get mad at my opinion? But at the end of the day, I'm opinionated and my opinion is my opinion and I'm sticking to it. Everybody is allowed to have one. How do you keep finding new things to react to? Honestly, a lot of you guys help me out with that. I ask you guys on my community tabs and on my socials for help, and you guys really do help me with that, so I do appreciate that. Have you received any serious backlash like death threats? Not that I'm aware of. I really, really hope I haven't, but I don't think I have. How much time on average do you need to create and film a video on a certain topic? Honestly, it depends on the video. Like, some videos take maybe like 2 weeks to make, some take 2 days. It just really, really depends on the topic. It's hard to even say. Aren't you afraid that one day you're just going to say the wrong thing or be taken the wrong way? Yeah, but you can't live your life in fear. Do you fear getting into a scandal? Not really, because I don't do problematic things. I just stay in my own lane. Do you feel like people respect you more if you call yourself a commentary channel? Honestly, yes. I feel like there's a really negative connotation that comes with being a drama channel. Did Keeping Up with Drama ever give you a headache, e.g. Jeremiah Starfish drama? Yes, honestly it did. It gives me it really gives me a headache sometimes. Like, even now, just talking about this is getting a little bit exhausting. I feel like I'm just going to end the podcast here, which sounds ridiculous because I just took a break, but I feel like this podcast is long enough. So I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're listening to this podcast, please give it a 5 out of 5 star ratings on Apple Podcasts, or if you're listening to it on Spotify, just sub. I don't know what you do there. I really, really hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, and please let me know in the comments down below what you would like me to talk about next time and your opinions on this podcast episode and what you thought of it. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and that I covered the topics well enough. And yeah, that's it for me in this episode. I'll catch you in the next one, and I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. Bye.